Hey everyone, the Wagon Wheel of Wisdom here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell notifications down below if you haven't already. Hey folks, Kevin here with another episode of the Wagon Wheel of Wisdom. Behind me as usual, beautiful wagon wheel and hopefully a little wisdom up here. I am back from after taking a couple days off. My son had a friend stay over for 2 straight days, so that kept Dad on his toes. But wanted to talk about a couple things over the weekend that, as far as, the school, the learning process, whatever you want to call it, as this progression moves on down the line here, this one I think is pretty important because it's really, number one, it's helped take away this incredibly big squeezing sensation that I've been feeling around my heart chakra for quite a while now. And first and foremost, I want to say it is not your fault, and the fear of rejection. These two things that I really dove into over the weekend have really, and I do mean really, helped ease the tension in this process in a great way, or at least for now. We, as some of you are very familiar with, different triggers pop up at different times, but as part of the process goes, that's something else I'm going to talk about as well, as far as them being a little bit of a test each time as they seem to surface. But the one thing I want to address right away is it's not your fault. If you guys are anything like I am a person that really dives back into time and, tries to rationalize, make sense of certain things that I've done, own the action and whatnot, and then make adjustments as I go to better myself. I think that's been part of my process for a while now. But the other thing that I really didn't notice a whole lot is how much I blame myself at times for this. And when I really need to just sit back, and the part that I was forgetting about this accepting the flow of life and surrendering to the flow of life is the aspect of, what? All of this is supposed to go down this way and happen this way. So how could any of this truly be my fault? This is just what needs to happen as part of this process and part of this soul growth and this soul's journey we go on. And being able to identify that and just release it. Now, I'm not talking about if you are a complete abusive jerk to somebody. That's a little bit different dynamic, and that's a different story. But as far as things going in the manner in which they have, as far as our learning goes, and when we've reached different stages on this journey, it is really beneficial to sit back and, instead of rehashing those old conversations like I used to do and sometimes still do, but instead of rehashing them in their mind, wishing you would have said this and dropped the microphone because you think you're cool in that moment, you're missing a point, and a huge point, and something I miss, and it's just not your fault at this point in time. It's supposed to happen this way. We're supposed to be getting these lessons at this exact moment in time. Our guides are not going to give us more than we can handle, even though sometimes it feels like an incredibly monumental task to overcome these in the moment. They're not going to give you more than you can handle. One step at a time, one baby step at a time, but really drive this home and just tell yourself it's not your fault. Because if you're beating yourself up over things that are out of your control, when I go back and just mention something, abuse, you are self-abusing yourself. You are abusing yourself in an emotional way. Right? Think about that for a second. If you're criticizing yourself over and over again, that was stupid, goddamn, I was dumb in that moment, you are emotionally torturing yourself inside. Release it. It's not your fault. This is supposed to happen this way. This is what we designed so we could learn at the most rapid rate possible. And yes, we're being pushed through at a rapid rate right now. It's just the way it's supposed to go. But again, it's not your fault. Tell yourself that over and over and over again, okay? Trust me, it is a great release to be able to openly admit that self and go stand in a mirror and look yourself dead in the eye. First tell yourself, I love you, and then say, it's not your fault. Say it over and over again. Brought myself to tears, to tell you the truth. Like it's a stark realization, and it really is, but you need to hear that, and not from me either, from you, okay? The second thing I want to talk about, and this was a big one this weekend, getting over this rejection thing, not taking it's so personal. Again, as I'm going to keep pointing out, it was supposed to happen. It's not your fault. Don't take the rejection as them pushing you away, okay? What I had to realize again, and it isn't their fault this time, this one I'm going to own up to because I am rejecting myself. That was the one realization I had to drill down to, and I disciplined the hell out of myself to dig down deep on this one this weekend. And again, moved me to tears. But that's again part of this process. Releasing these old emotions. And that's why I just said we're being pushed through this at a much quicker rate. It's that pain that I have talked about immensely, quite intensively as far as around my heart has dissipated for now. Not saying it's not going to resurface because different triggers are going to pop up. And again, that's the point. But admitting it's not my fault and getting past this idea of rejection, I use the mirror exercise. Apparently it's 2:15. I use the mirror exercise on this one, and wow, did I ever go back in time to pinpoint some areas to ask myself, why is it being rejected by my partner hurts me so badly, and what am I rejecting about myself? Went back in time, it was the parts of me feeling like I wasn't deserving of love because I didn't appease my parents in the moment, and some other really kind of personal things. But wow, one of the truest things about this journey, and I've been complaining about it as much as anybody, wanting to give up, throw the towel in because the pain seems to hurt so bad in the moment, but every little baby step along the way of a realization or letting something go from the past, I tell you, they use the term you feel lighter. You do. You feel more vibrant, a little bit more of a bounce in your step at that moment in time. But you have to put in this work. Otherwise, you're just dragging these damn suitcases with you from one day to the next. Again, I've brought this up because people have commented on it that it seems I'm going at a good pace, but it's not because I'm not working it. It's because I am working it on a daily basis. If something comes up, I want to learn about it, and I want to know about it, and I want to drill down and just see what is it in my past that I can help out and what I can do. And one of the best visualizations I've been doing at this moment in time is going back in time when these moments have happened, when these triggers have happened, when these critical moments have happened, and come up beside my child self and hug myself and whisper in my ear that it's going to be okay, I got you. And that is all I say over and over again. And it really is, it seems bizarre because this is such a new tactic and new thing I'm using, but I tell you what, I feel incredible afterwards. Give it a shot if you don't believe me. But again, use the mirror episodes or use the mirror exercises. There's plenty of information on YouTube about it, and just you basically flip that around in you and ask, why is this bothering me? Why is this bothering me? What inside of me is this bothering? And sit with it. Breathe it in and breathe it out, and just see how you feel. And the last thing I want to talk about is the dark night of the soul. Hate saying that. It sounds cheesy to me, but when you're in those moments, use each one as a testing ground. Use the tools you're learning to help get you through it and navigate through it. And when you get on the other side of it, do some journaling about it. Go with the what works, what didn't work, where was I at in this moment, how was I feeling? I mean, try and jot down as many notes as you can. That way, when the next one comes, you can use this bag of tools to help get through it quicker. And I would be willing to bet all of us would want to probably get through these processes a little bit quicker each time, right? And that's the point too. The more we learn, the more we take away from each time we go through it, because let's be honest, when we're in the moment, we're just kind of shut down, right? Put those tools in play and see how quickly you can shift through it, because each one that I've gone through now has gone faster. I've been able to get through it at a quicker rate than the last. Take these notes down, reference them, and just kind of you prepare yourself for it in a way, and sit with it. Sit with the thing that triggered you. Now, I'm not saying, well, I guess in a way I am kind of saying it. You re-trigger yourself a little bit, but breathe it out of you and use these tools each time. Take some notes, we need some notes because we have to be our own coach through this process as well. And that I think is really key too, and not really talked about enough. You know, there's all kinds of videos out there that we can lean on, and if we're looking for answers and whatnot, but at the same time, this is about building that trust in your inner system, your inner guidance system, to get you through these. Because when you have that and you don't have to lean on outside sources and outside factors, that's a huge freaking win. When you can just dive into yourself and believe in yourself and know yourself, because as I said, like our fingerprints, everybody's different. Everybody's journey is a little bit different because what we've learned, our emotional baggage that we're carrying along, is different. How we acquired it. Getting rid of it though, as far as tools go, dig into what works for you, because what works for you might not work for me and vice versa. But that's where we're here to learn from one another. That's the whole point of this, because once we learn to help ourselves, we can help others. Pretty simple, pretty simple, even though this is a very hard thing to go through. But we signed up for it because we're some badass warriors, and you guys should know that. You truly are. This isn't for the faint of heart. This is no joke. This is everything being thrown at you. You're drinking water from a fire hose a lot of the time. So this is no freaking joke, and at no point in time would I ever say that it is. I try to use humor at times because humor helps me get through things a little bit better than being, this sucks. You know, kind of laugh it off a little bit. Make some jokes about yourself. You know, I make jokes about myself all the time. It's funny. I kind of find it funny in a way. I don't know. Don't ask me why. But anyway, I hope all is well. It's good to be back. I'm going to be getting out more content. I had said that I'm working on a meditation, and it's going to be a good one, I think, because it helps trigger things. But it helps in those moments when you're feeling triggered to bring yourself back. That's what we want to do. So, love you guys. Later.